Hey guys, sorry about that. Welcome to Missplays of the Month. I'm your host, Emily Agard, and I'm sorry, I'm a little late to the show, but I'm not gonna lie, traffic was on one today. And if you're in and out of the city, you already know this. Or maybe you're just visiting the way the Utah Hockey Club was in Toronto for their first game against the Maple Leafs. I know this team is experiencing a lot of firsts this season, but I can guarantee they weren't anticipating walking to the rink pregame because of traffic. It's okay, I can clearly relate. Here they are taking on the streets of Toronto at number 50. They say Miroshnichenko is a bully on the ice, but usually that doesn't mean bullying the officials. I don't think I've seen a linesman take a hit like that all year. Now, our next misplay features both Michael Phelps and Blake Griffin, two amazing athletes who were taking part in TNT's The Match. But it just goes to show, even Olympic gold medalists and NBA All-Stars can still have their bad days on the fairway. It's not every day we see Connor Bedard featured on Misplays of the Month. He's usually a beast on the ice that this almost seems unusual, but hey, that's just the way the game goes sometimes. And we'll see more of just that on the other side coming up. Which Hollywood A-lister did OG Anunoby have a run-in with? Like quite literally a run-in. Find out after the break. Welcome back to Misplays of the Month. I promised you some OG Anunoby before the break, and here he is at number 30 in what I'm calling an A-list courtside collision. This one will please millennials like me because, get this, the Princess of Genovia herself was in attendance at this Knicks game. And not only did OG run right into her, she took it to social media to thank him for checking that off her bucket list. I just love Anne Hathaway. You know what I can't believe? I can't believe he went on to score 2 goals, including the game winner, after being hit like that. We all know Tom Wilson is tough, but that is just another level. But as bad as Tom Wilson's face probably felt after that puck hit it, I bet Chelsea's Nani Madueke felt worse. The defensive skills might be a little too sharp on this one, Nani. Just a bit. It is actually impossible to do this show without some sort of animal making it into the top 50. And of all the animals we've seen on this show over the years, I think an otter has got to be one of the cutest. I know the commentator said they aren't friendly, but I mean, I would still pet one anyway. Is that bad? We need to take a break or else I'm just going to keep going on and on about otters. But when we come back, I think Marc-Andre Fleury had a hole in his stick. What? Welcome back to Misplays of the Month. I'm Emily, and let us dive into the top 10. Now, we've all seen an equipment malfunction before, especially if you're a Misplays of the Month fan, but I don't think I've ever seen it happen to the arena before. We usually see Ryan Reeves smashing into the boards, but this time he's actually ripping them apart too. I didn't know where to look. The multiple fights, the teddy bears being thrown as said fights continued, then the Grinch popping up in the back and here at one point. Like, what is going on? And I'm asking that same question about this next misplay too. It's actually a question that should be asked to the Heat's Erik Spoelstra, considering the game was on the line and he called a timeout. The only problem, they didn't have one left, and yeah, it cost them the game. In the number 1 spot this month, we'll look to the Capitals. Charlie Lindgren, it's your time in the spotlight. He had quite the moment to forget in this game against Tampa Bay. Tied 3-3 in the third period, Lindgren tried a textbook goalie move, attempting to clear the puck behind the boards and out of danger. Then cue nightmare. I bet you can take a wild guess where it ended up. See disaster strike for yourself at number 1. For the Capitals, they bounced back with a 5-4 win. I still can't help but ask, could that be one of the worst own goals we've seen in 2024? I mean, it's got to be up there for sure. But you know how we roll. We'll see you next month with more of the funny and wild moments that make it so fun to be a sports fan. Until then, bye.